Next question. This one was from the community, and the prompt was, what's one thing you wish you could manage more easily at work, at home, or anywhere in between? So things you wish you could manage more easily. Pam said, I wish I could say no without feeling guilty about it. And so I wanted to bring that to you, man. I know you love talking about saying no.
Mhm.
And then Michael followed that up. He said, I sometimes have no problem saying no, but then they come with a request that is so small that it seems mean to say no, and I give in. But that's like what scammers do when they steal your card information. They buy something small to make sure it works, and when it does, they go back for the expensive item. That is a great point, Michael. Amanda, I would love your thoughts, but I would just say beforehand, I think it's important to set those boundaries. I think it's important to say no. And I think that there's maybe kind of an art to pushing back, an art to saying no. And like I said, I'll let you take over with that. But I think it's good to, whether it's a principal or a colleague or anybody else coming in to ask you to do something, like frame those asks in terms of contract hours or cost of supplies or opportunity cost. If your principal comes in like, oh, I need you to do these bulletin boards, like, okay, what do you want me to put aside?
Mhm.
Like, where are these supplies coming from? What am I going to be missing out on if I do these bulletin boards instead? And just kind of put that back on them and make them think about it a little more than just, oh, hey, the art teacher can do it. Make them put a little more thought into it. But Amanda, what are your thoughts to any or all of that?
I have so many thoughts. Okay. We've all heard no is a complete sentence. And this
Right,
is the
right.
advice you often get. Like just say no. But that is
Mhm.
not easy to do, right?
Oh,
And it's
absolutely not.
rude, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say you feel, and I would argue you are incredibly rude. Like if someone asks you to do something and you're just like, no,
No.
way like that doesn't
But like this
land well.
sentiment is good, but the execution is not, right?
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've never said no, full stop. But I do say no all the time. And in fact, early in my days working at AOE, I literally got an award for it.
I remember that.
So, okay, here is how I like to think about it. If you are saying yes to something that somebody asks of you, you are actually saying no to something else that you want to do for yourself, right? So,
Hmm.
saying yes to a colleague asking to make a poster means you might be saying no to prepping materials that you actually need to teach, or saying yes to taking on an entire homecoming float. Ask me how I know. I
I was
wasn't
gonna
always
say,
that good at this.
is this from experience?
Means you're saying no to spending time with your family in the evening, right? And so
Hmm.
when you think about it in terms of what you're giving up in your personal life or your professional life, it becomes a lot easier to not feel guilty about it. Like you're not saying no to someone else, you're saying yes to yourself, is maybe a good reframe. And like
Hmm.
the world is insane right now. We are
Fair
protecting
point.
our peace and we are not feeling bad about it. Okay.
Yeah.
My other favorite tip is to pretend you are giving your best friend advice, but give it to yourself. So, would you ever tell someone who you love and cherish that they should spend 5 hours making costumes for a play instead of doing their job?
Yeah.
Like, no, you would be like, wow, that's crazy. It's so crazy someone asked you to do that. Or imagine how absurd if a math teacher was approached and said, like, hey, can you like just do my taxes really quick? Like, you seem like you're good at math. Like, could you like that's so
Yeah.
silly, right?
No, no, point taken. Point
So
taken. So
silly.
so if okay, let me ask you this. If someone is not comfortable saying no, period,
Yes.
like what is a better way to go about that?
I think you can just say, thanks so much for thinking of me. I don't have capacity for that at this time, but I wish you the best as you work through it. Right? Like that is professional and true.
Yeah.
If you want to be extra nice, I think you could give a suggestion if you have it, right? That sounds like a great ask for the PTA, or here's a really good video tutorial that's going to lead you through this process, or I like to buy those supplies at XYZ. There is a coupon if you go online, right? Like you can be helpful, but you don't have to do it, and you don't have to be guilty, and you never have to be guilty for aligning uh, your time with your values.